really wish my younger self like could see the way I view myself now, like that I have like been medicated and I've been doing like also like, therapy. And I wish my past self could see where I am now. Because I never concluded the Accutane thing, but like basically I was reflecting because I never liked myself on camera. A lot of anxiety was rooted in that acne, and I held myself back from doing a lot of things because of that. And then after I had no acne, you always realize like, oh, it wasn't even like that bad in the first place, but the way that your mind perceives different things and different anxieties and the way your brain likes to escalate those, it's a scary thing, and it has impacted me since like I was 5 years old. And so I wish there was just more education, because like the first step in a diagnosis, if you get diagnosed with anything mental, should be education. At the end of the day,
psychoeducation. Absolutely. I work a lot with professionals in that area, because it's kind of scary how you have so many people with depression, anxiety, and all these challenging things, knowing the Pythagorean theorem, but they don't know like what OCD is, you know what I mean? And like why they're doing compulsions, or thinking that they're less smart than their peers because they don't standardize test well. These are really kind of sad things that are going on. And that's sort of why once I learned, like in my experience, once I had millions of people watching and like writing letters that were so intense, I was like, oh my God, I really wish I knew, like little Meredith knew, other people out there. Like, you're not like this like freak of nature. Like there's literally millions of people that are reaching out with this, who also have these symptoms. And that's why it's so powerful, I think, the stuff you do.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate
I feel like I interrupted. No, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, you're good. I was just like, my brain just like, it popped an idea. It's like, I realized yesterday, it was like, we've needed what has happened on ADHD TikTok and just neurodivergent TikTok as a whole. Like, we've just needed that for a long time, because there's like so much in media and just characters that we grow up with and we laugh at because we relate to them. And like, these characters live in a fictional world in which it's like, oh, this person is like quirky or hyperactive or definitely like on the spectrum. And you're like looking at these, or OCD, there's all like in media. And you never see like, there's no label, and there's no like, how does that impact after the show's done? Like, because I'm like that and I'm depressed, but this person is funny in this show, right? And so it's, I think the ADHD TikTok and neurodivergent TikTok has just been something that has been needed for a long time, because there's a lot of things in media that, either show something and they don't like point out what it is, which they don't have to, but it's like we just needed to know more, because there hasn't been that. And there's just, back to the education. It's just, when you get diagnosed with ADHD, no one knows what that means. Like, I've talked to so many people with ADHD or autism, and they get diagnosed with these things or depression or anxiety, and they're like, I don't know what that means. Right. And so it's like, it's just even when the diagnosis is done, you may have that reflection in which you're like, oh, that makes so much sense. But the fact that you have to like educate yourself and no one's telling you what that is, especially if you're getting diagnosed younger, it can lead to just like chaos.
Right. So. Right. And it can lead to internalization of like thinking you're not smart, when that's so dangerous when you think about the intelligence of people and the potential of people that can be shut down by just that internalization. And that's terrifying to me. So yeah, I think the role of being a public figure, stuff like that is to provide that information and that hope from, sharing your story or however it is that, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person. And that's why encouraging therapy and the way you do is so, so important.